Hello and welcome to Motivational Monday here on the Step by Step listening page, but also on the YouTube channel. Those who don't know me, I'm Cheryl Andrews. I'm also known as the Listening Detective, and I'm all about training you to ask yourself questions and really listen to yourself without judgment or criticism, so that you can gain clarity of what you want, the confidence to make it happen, but more importantly, change the way that you give, receive, and invite feedback. And today I want to talk about the importance of rest, restore, and recharge. One of the things, if you're a bit of a doer, which is me, I like doing stuff, you might get told by other people that you ought to stop, you need to switch off, you need to take a break. And you might be someone that finds it really, really difficult to stop and recharge and to rest and restore. So I just want to talk about that today, because it's really important, first of all, for you to define clarity. Rest for you is like what? What's the first thing that happens? What's the process? Have confidence in the process for yourself, but also just think about changing the way that you might need to be listening to the feedback other people are giving you, but also the feedback that your own body and system's giving you. And what I've discovered over the years is that rest for me often doesn't mean sitting still doing nothing. In fact, if anything, my body gets very restless and I start to get agitated. But what it is for me, rest is about doing something different. It's to having a change from my normal routine. So for example, when I'm on holiday, what I tend to do is have no watch. So I will still get up and want to do my fitness. I will still journal. I will read a lot. But there'll be certain things that I take out of my diary. I still cook. I still have to clean because we tend to have a self-cating apartment. There'll be certain things that happen that are the same that help me to have some, to keep the restfulness, is because there's some familiarity. But some of the rest comes from doing something really different. So good morning. Those that are joining me today, please do put a comment and say hello. Tell me, from you, rest is like what? And what I will say to you is it's important. So I've just taken 3 weeks offline. I've read a couple of things on Facebook. I've commented on some friends' stuff, but I haven't had any commitment to show up and do these videos. I've given myself, I pre-recorded a whole load before I went away. I had some people coming into my Facebook group, and I knew that the way for me to rest and restore and recharge was that I didn't have a responsibility to anybody else, that to have 3 weeks to follow my own compass, to follow my own drive. And I had a day where I slept for like 12 hours. Hello, Van. Thank you very much for doing hello. So please do tell us what for you rest is like what. And I also spent one day where I just literally lazed around all day. But out of the 3 weeks, when I felt most restored and recharged was when we went and explored somewhere new, when we tried a new activity. We hired a boat for the day, when we met up with different people and we were having engaging conversations. So I want you to think about, for you, rest is like what? I know, Van, for you, what you want to do is listening to English. So I'm going to be speaking, and so I'd ask you at the end is to just notice what you were able to hear and what you were able to understand. And any questions, please do come back to me. Good morning, Susie. I'm back here in rainy England. I've just spent 3 weeks living just nearby, just below Susie in Kefalonia. So it's been absolutely gorgeous. But the question I want you to think about is learning how to rest, restore, and recharge. So the first thing is get clarity. Rest for you is like what? And just notice, for me, there's a peace about it. There's a quietness about it, and there is no demands on me externally. And I can create that rest space in a minute of meditation at any moment during the day. And I can create a big rest space, like I've just had 3 weeks away with Mark, where I sort of create bigger space where there's fewer demands on me. I can literally just do whatever I want to do for a period of time. So that's for me, that's rest is for me is like that. For you, rest is like what? And what I want you to notice then is when you rest like that, what happens to restore and recharge? So restoring your energy, restoring your focus, your clarity, your confidence. And what I noticed when I was away is that actually for the first few days, having nothing there, no sort of plans, actually was, it felt a bit uncomfortable, felt a bit vulnerable, because my energy is often driven by showing up and talking to you guys online, working with my clients, being around people and engaging and laughing. And so it's just me and Mark for the first week. And I really noticed that it didn't restore my energies. But what it did do is recharge me. It gave me a time for me just to top up. And so it's always this balance between what restores your energy and recharging your sense of self, your sense of clarity and confidence. And it's really important. But if you're a doer, you might find you get busy doing something else. And I just want you to be curious about what's the feedback your body's giving you. What's the feedback your own system's giving you? What's working about that? What's not working, and what could work better? And I've definitely come to understand in the last few years is that I'm a doer. And so a lot of my rest, restore, and recharge comes from doing something, and then when that's not working, going to do something different. And that's a really great strategy for me to be working at my best, as long as the doing there's a pause in the doing at some point. There is a time when I need to just stop and breathe and rest before I get onto the next thing I'm doing. Otherwise, I can end up feeling like I'm on a treadmill or a hamster wheel, and I'm just do it all the time. So I want to leave that with you today. I want you to think about your own model for rest, restore, and recharge. That's like what? And what's the first thing that happens? So get clarity, first of all, about what happens. Then think about the process. What's the first thing that happens when you rest, restore, and recharge? And what's the feedback that you're getting from yourself or other people around you that's telling you it worked? And for me, the greatest feedback for me that what I'm doing is working is that I have patience and tolerance for people and things around me. When I'm impatient and intolerant and frustrated and angsty and like that, that's a really good sign for me that whatever I'm doing right now isn't restorative. It isn't recharging, and that probably I need to change the kind of rest that I'm doing. And sometimes the rest is just doing something different. Sometimes it's completely sleeping. Sometimes it's reading a book. Sometimes it's painting. The thing that I do or be in order to rest changes all the time. And it's always based on the feedback my system's giving me. And when I know I'm at my best, because I've come back now and we've had some different conversations going on in the family since I've got back, and I'm able to manage my state through them. I'm able to listen to them and make some decisions about what's going to go on. When I'm not rested, I will find myself being quite irritable and impatient and intolerant. So just check in with yourself. When resting is just the way you'd like it to be, it'd be like what? What's the first thing that happens? Then what happens? So you've got your sequence of events, you know the process. And then check in, what kind of feedback would you be getting when it's working? What kind of feedback would you be getting when it's not working? And what could work better? So check in, what's the feedback, so you'll know your system and process for it's working or not working. I haven't seen any comments now since then, so it's lovely for you to join me. I hope you find today's video useful. If you do, if you're on YouTube, please do subscribe. If you're on Step by Step Listening, please do follow the page and keep in touch. And as always, please feel free to come and find us in the Manager Critic community on Facebook, where we have a community where we check in and set outcomes for the Monday, and we review and get feedback on Friday. So please come and join us if you'd like to have some support to make something happen in your life, whether you want to rest more or do more. It always comes down to clarity of what you want, confidence in yourself and the process, and changing the way that you give, receive, and listen to feedback. Have a fantastic week. I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Bye.